Well, Steve, thank you very much for joining me once again on game day. And wow, what a mental week it's been. And Town have made it 5 games unbeaten, 3 wins in a row. Who saw that coming? Paul Lambert out, Paul Cook in, just beating Accrington Stanley 2-1 at the Wham Stadium. Your thoughts on the appointment of Paul Cook and another win for Town?
Yeah, got to be happy with a win, especially 3rd in a row against, that's 3 wins in a row against decent sides, which, as you know, has been trawled over a lot. We couldn't do. I enjoyed it in a way because it always feels a little bit more comfortable when you're playing against 10 men. Possibly a little bit of a harsh sending off, but then again, we've been on the end of at least 2 or 3 this season, so maybe it does even itself out. Obviously that helped us get back in the game when we started off pretty poorly, and then I thought based on the last 20 minutes of the first half that we were going to win that 3 or 4. Second half was a little bit disappointing. I wanted us to stamp our control in the game a bit more, especially that last 10 minutes. There was a lot of sort of hoofing it and kind of just clearing it almost in desperation when you're thinking, well, hang on, we've got the extra man, just keep playing through the middle, which we had been doing when Dazelle was on the pitch. So yeah, I will never complain about a win, but that one was perhaps a bit more nervy than it should be. And I think if you're Paul Cook, I hope you're getting into the players that is fine margins now. So their goal is poor from Holy, I think. And also just towards the end when there was a couple of times when we could have played a different ball and perhaps killed the game off with a 3rd goal. And it's those little things that if we do get in the top 6 that we'll need to iron out. People like Keenan Bennett, who I really like, actually. I think there's a player in there. He just needs to be better with his final decision making. That last chance right at the end there, Drynan could have squared that to any number of players to roll it into the net. So just we've got to still develop that killer instinct in close games like that. But overall, we're in dreamland, aren't we, as Town fans at the moment? After compared to where we were say a month ago. Paul Cook, really pleased with that. Obviously a very good coach, very good track record, especially at this level and the level above. Just sad to say it in a way, but I was just delighted to see the back of Lambert. He said and did the right things when he first came in, but I think we all just got fed up with him, hadn't we? The sort of saying performances were brilliant when they were clearly garbage was the thing that got to me the most. But highest paid manager in the division, so I'm told, biggest squad, and he couldn't get a tune out of them. It's noticeable for me that as soon as the writing was on the wall for him, our performances improved. You compare the Northampton home game when we were made to look average by a team that was, right down at the bottom, to, the win against Hull or the win at the weekend or tonight. So, yeah, I hope we haven't left it too late, but I feel a lot better about things. Lambert's gone, Paul Cook in, bring on the playoffs, or better.
Well, Ben, thank you very much for joining me once again on game day. It's been a mental week. And, since I last spoken to you, Paul Lambert was still in charge. Now Paul Cook is in charge. And we've won a game once again, 3 games in a row, this time against Accrington. Your thoughts on everything going on at the club at the moment? Another win.
Yeah, another win. Last time I spoke to you, I think it was possibly after the Northampton game, which was... it's definitely a low point. We'll leave it at that. Definitely a low point. We're looking forward now. We're not looking back, Town fans. Obviously delighted with the 3 points. For the last 20 minutes of the first half, we were completely and utterly dominant. And despite the Accrington commentators' thoughts, which kept me amused for most of the evening. I thought, outstanding performances really probably from the centre halves. Obviously, Wilson getting the goal and Toto was solid. Second half we did drop off. Half-time team talk, I'm not sure Matt Gill and Jimmy Walker, they've done a fantastic job, but I think perhaps they just said to the lads, I can imagine sort of try and game manage it, don't go all out. We've had a lot of games recently, manage your legs, manage your minutes, etc. So I'm trying to understand the sort of drop off when we probably should have. I would have preferred to see us go and make the game more comfortable, maybe get a 3rd goal, if not a 4th. But we're not there yet as a finished article. We're just getting started on this new journey with our man Paul Cook. was strange looking at the coverage and having a manager on either sideline. I think we had Cook in one stand and then obviously Gillan Walker on the other stand. So along with the sending off and the goalkeeper injury, I think it was written in the stars tonight for us to get the victory. But full credit to the players. Long trip to Accrington. Norwood got his goal in the end. King Norwood. He keeps scoring. That's all I really care about. In tighter games, obviously those misses may come back to haunt us. But he grabbed another goal, another set piece after not being able to score from one. For games, felt like months on end. We've now got another couple from set pieces. So things are coming together for us. It's try and stay relatively level-headed. We do have games in hand, but they looked like a hindrance a few weeks ago. So now they're looking like we're sort of racking up the points pretty quickly. So, yeah, really excited. I honestly think we couldn't have got a better appointment at this level of football. Paul Cook's CV is outstanding. I know the Cowleys were sort of going along with a few people saying they'd be the best people to get on board, but I'm not really sure about their style of football. They did a fantastic job at Lincoln, but I could imagine if they didn't hit the ground running, people sort of moaning about the style and such. So, Cook sounds the real deal for us. I think we've got a lot to look forward to. Hopefully, he can sort of break the Paul curse and be the sort of most successful Paul, and if not the most successful Ipswich manager for many a decade, and take us back into the Championship and who knows from there. But 3 points tonight. We've got Gillingham again on Saturday, and then Lincoln ahead of that. So I think we're looking forward to games again, which is what we want. I see a few more people on Twitter happy to pay the £10 that I follow. So long may that continue, Ross, and keep a smile on all our faces.
Well, Bloomers, thanks for joining me once again on game day. And that was never in doubt, was it? Another win for the Blues. 5 games in a row. We're unbeaten. Your take on a 2-1 win against Accrington tonight?
Yeah, that was a hard old slog, wasn't it? First of all, getting 3 points away at Accrington isn't going to be easy for anyone this season, and it's a sign of the times where you could say such a statement. It's difficult to take much out the game in terms of the fact that the red card and their goalkeeper going off changed the whole complexion completely. So I'm not sure how much Paul Cook would take out of it because of that. I'm sure he would have identified individual performances or whatnot. So there is that, I guess. But hey, a win's a win. It does. You go away from home on a Tuesday night to Accrington. I don't care how you play. If you come home with 3 points, you've done as good as you can do. So I would suggest that we just move on to Saturday, take the win. It would have been. I say it would have been different if it wasn't for the red card and for the goalkeeper being taken off, because saving the backup that came for Accrington was probably at fault for the first goal. Wasn't really at fault for the second, but he looked quite shaky. I was happy with the fact we were unchanged. I didn't see any reason to change it after 2 wins previously. Norwood had 5 chances he could have scored maybe, and took probably the most difficult of the lot. But I think at this stage, I've almost kind of him to do that now. That's kind of his MO. Still, he got the goal that mattered, and that was the match winner. We're in such a good position. I mean, 2 weeks away from that Northampton dreck. It's unbelievable where we are now. New manager, 3 straight wins, 5 unbeaten, and we can seriously do damage. And top 6 should be a minimum with teams dropping points all around us. Obviously, we've just taken 3 off Accrington. You've had the likes of Peterborough dropping points tonight. I know they're way up at the top at the moment, but there are teams everywhere you look in this league dropping points. If you go on, and I said this to you in one of our previous videos, if you go on a 9-10 unbeaten game run now, you could be sitting pretty in 4th place or so with a cushion in the playoffs, and you can even start attacking the top 2. It is so open for us, and for the first time in, probably 2.5 years, I'm feeling so optimistic, and those green shoots might be there after all. That just might not be the green shoots that our supposed previous owner proposed. So we still don't know if the takeover is going to happen yet in this video. But yeah, fantastic win, and just keep it going for Saturday.
Well, Matt, thank you very much for joining me once again on Game Day, our regular session, just having a little chinwag. And we've won again, this time against Accrington at the Wham Stadium. What a great name for a stadium. Our record there isn't great in the last few meetings. 2-1, Paul Cook in charge, Lambert's gone. Your take on everything going on at the club at the moment? A fantastic win against Accrington. Not fantastic, but it's a win.
Well, no, it was pretty darn good actually. I mean, yeah, what's that? Our third away visit to a great little stadium. Never been. I've never been, but hopefully that who knows, that could be the last time we visit there. Fingers crossed for a little while. But listen, I mean, fantastic result. We've kind of shaped that hoodoo of going to one of the smaller grounds with a very, very historic club. And what kind of set the tables or the wheels in motion really was we set our stall out with, I think, the fourth game in a row that we're unchanged. And I can't remember the last time we've done that. Obviously, we're kind of transitioning now, which I'll come on to in a bit. But I thought we looked pretty imperious at times. I mean, I caught the first 5 minutes, power walking back from the railway station to home. Then I lost my connection, opened up my laptop, and I saw that we won a penalty. And I thought, fantastic. I had no idea why we won the penalty. Obviously, watched it back at half time. Penalty, completely justified. I mean, the Accrington commentary team from, I think, Radio Lancashire, absolutely brilliant. I'll tell you what, these northern clubs, not doing Brenner and Graham Mack any disservice, but these northern clubs certainly know how to commentate on these games. But stonewall penalty for me. It doesn't matter whether it was a goal scoring chance. Take somebody's legs in the area. That's a penalty, really. But he didn't put it away. I can't think of anybody else, like anybody more suited to taking a penalty. We really just need somebody just to step up and hoof it, really. But when they went, I mean, obviously, not forgetting that we went 1-0 down against the run of play. And when I saw that, I thought, oh, here we go. It was all looking so good on and off the pitch. We're all kind of all over the place, really. Yeah, it was like the Ipswich of like last season, just giving away a sloppy goal. Thomas Holy could have done better. I mean, he's a player, in a rich vein of form. But they went a man down. We kind of capitalised on that. We kept our shape, which I was really, really impressed with, because it's very tempting when you do go up against 10 men to kind of just bomb on and try and kind of just dominate a little bit too much. And that's where 10-man teams kind of come back into it. But we did really well. Keenan Bennett, a.k.a. Kieran Bennett, he was fantastic. He's really, really coming into form. I mean, you think that he didn't play a game for 2 months and he's been thrown back in the team. I think he's played 4 on the bounce now. He's again excellent, cutting in from the right onto his left foot. Absolutely brilliant. I think Harvey said it. He's a frustrating player, and he is very, very frustrating, because it just seems like he's always in two minds about his end product. But he's another outlet. I mean, Troy Parrott, James Norwood, really, really starting to click. Troy Parrott, that boy never stops running. And I was kind of gutted to see him go off, because I think he had plenty of juice left in the tank, let's say. Another great performance from the centre-backs as well. Wilson and Enciala holding firm, doing what League One defenders need to do. Just get it away. Just get it away, or find the spare man, because up until this kind of 5 unbeaten, we were just clearing the ball to wherever and giving possession straight back. Today was a slightly different story. Honorary mentions for Dazelle, some absolutely cracking runs. Judge put in a nice shift. Kenny Kenlock, what's it powered, left back, absolutely great. Again, he had I think it was it the first half where he kind of went on a bit of a run and he just skewed it wide. But that goal, I mean, it wasn't a goal, obviously, but if it would have been a goal, would have been absolutely top draw goal of the month type material. But I'm quite satisfied. I was slightly nervous. I did put on just a wee little wager tonight, and thankfully it came in before I chickened out and cashed out. But no, really happy with that. So we go 2 points of 6th, I think. And we're only a few points off I think we're 9 points off second with 3 games in hand, baby. So, yeah, long may it continue. But, yeah, there you go. I mean, let's get rid of the elephant in the room, shall we, Ross? Paul Cook, a.k.a. Spider-Man, a.k.a. John Coleman's stunt double. I wasn't expecting him to be there, but obviously he is from that part of the world. And then when I opened up my phone and saw the players all coming out, I saw this like bald guy in like a coat, Ipswich coat, walking around the back, and I thought, that's John Coleman. What's he doing there? And I thought, oh no, is that going to affect the team? Is it going to affect obviously Matt Gill and Jimmy Walker's preparation? But you know what? He wasn't my number one choice. The Cowleys were my number one choice. I really like the way that they go about business. But obviously, our current owner, whilst this is recorded, is a very astute businessman. He's got Paul Cook in. He's got an absolutely fantastic record, and I don't think there's any better man for the job at this stage for where we are in our history. So yeah, really, really, really optimistic about the future. Team's on a good run. We're winning games and not necessarily playing that well, but roll on the next game. And cheers, everyone.
Well, George, welcome back to Game Day. And Town are still unbeaten. Another win, this time against Accrington. Paul Cook, the Paul Cook effect, the 2-1 win at the Wham Stadium. Your thoughts on Paul Cook being appointed and also the win against Accrington?
Yeah, well, I'll start off with Paul Cook then. Fantastic appointment by Ipswich Town. I don't know how we have pulled this off. It's like we've just robbed the bank, perfectly honest. He's rejected all sorts of championship clubs. I think Sheffield Wednesday wanted him, but they were only offering him a 6-month contract. He's rejected that. He's come here and he's got history. He's got Chesterfield promoted, if I'm correct, Portsmouth and Wigan, and he made Wigan a very stable club. Unfortunately, they got relegated, and I think they're bottom of League One now, which is a sad sight to see. But brilliant appointment. Hopefully, his effect will be good on Saturday against Gillingham. We could hear him in the stands tonight, and I thought at one point, he's going to be on that touchline at one point. I think he's going to have a little fight with one of the Accrington players who did a dive, and he said something about he said something. I thought that's the type of manager we need. We need somebody who's going to be fiery, and I'm looking forward to him being on the touchline on Saturday. But the game, the first half, the start was pretty slow. We conceded, very poor defending. Holy made a little mess of that. Maybe we should have done a little bit better closing down, but after that, then we kicked on and we got that penalty, 100% penalty, 100% a red card. He was the last man. Troy Power was on goal. I don't see why they're saying, oh, that's not a red card, but he's on goal. They're taking him out, but poor penalty by Norwood. Gosh, I could have done better. And I like to smack mine, and it usually goes into the next county when I hit mine, perfectly honest. But no, poor penalty. But we finally got that goal, that set piece, another loose ball. I think their goalkeeper won off because of injury, and a new one came on. He dropped it. James Wilson, right place, right time, got it in. Lovely ball, I have to say, by Dazelle. And then he got another one for the free kick. Norwood got on the end of it. 2-1 up. And in the second half, we were very slow. I think you could see that playing 3 games in 7 days with the same squad, that took its effect. 100% took that effect. And you hear Paul Cook shouting a lot, saying, I think you're saying about stop going defensive, high press and that, which I would like to see. I like to see teams high and press and that, but unfortunately we couldn't do it with the players we got on the pitch. But no, yeah, a big win. Still didn't get into that top 6, unfortunately, tonight. I think Doncaster won 2-1 against Portsmouth, if I'm correct. But 2 points off. Lincoln lost. Played less games than them. I think it's game on and 16 games left, 48 points available. I think we can go for this. I think we can get into this top 6, and with Paul Cook now at the helm, I think this could be a very interesting time at Town. And finally, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm actually happy for once because I've paid a tenner and I've seen the win, and it's the first time since November. Hooray!
Well, John, thank you very much for joining me once again on Game Day. Normally it's our counselling sessions together, but some good things happening at the club at the moment. New manager in and another win. 5 games on the bounce. We're unbeaten. How are you feeling after that 2-1 win against Accrington?
Well, it's just really dull and boring being an Ipswich supporter. Nothing ever happens for us. it's the same old, same old. God, what a whirlwind week or two, hasn't? And a real interesting game to watch tonight. I thought we started a bit sloppily. They had a really good start to the game, I thought, but the sending off changed the game. We bossed the rest of that first half, because sometimes you don't take advantage, and I thought we really did well. Second half, we were on the back foot a lot more, but at half time we should have been more up. We don't want to be missing penalties. I think Norwood made up for that later on, but I think James Wilson has been the kind of the hero of the last 3 or 4 games, to be honest. I think he's just done, I said to you before, he's like Ronzil. He does what it says on the tin, but he does it every game. Toto had a really good second half as well. I thought today that, we defended better. I think one of the most interesting things was just listening to Paul Cook and hearing him giving so much instruction. I think, I'm trying to remain really calm. The little boy inside me's going, get in there. We're on the up, but who would even without the managerial change and the really optimistic and exciting appointment of Cook today, I would not have seen a week ago us having 3 back-to-back wins. 10 points from the last 12. Suddenly we're in 7th, and why not? Let's see where it takes us. I'm not suddenly going HMS, Pistol Lake. I'm not suddenly saying automatic, but momentum is everything. There's always a team that has a late surge. Why can't it be us? Some good games to come. So overall, scrappy in places tonight. I thought what was that dive about? Do you see that? It was embarrassing. If he watches it back, he has to be embarrassed. I hope he gets ribbed tomorrow by the rest of the players. I had the Accrington commentary on, and his best mate was doing the co-commentary, and even he found it difficult to stick up for him. Still not 100% convinced by Hawley, I've got to say. He made a terrific stop, but he does flap at times. But hey, let's seize this moment of optimism. Let's seize these happy days, and let's move on to Saturday and see where it takes us, and hopefully Cook can get in with the players and make a real difference. But let's also give credit to Matt Gill and Jimmy Walker, because their little tenure was successful, and their influence over the last few games has been huge. So good on them, and I'm glad to see them sticking around, and hopefully we've got the makings of an exciting end to the season, mate.